Welcome to another episode of Big Al's Big Tips.
Hello, everybody. It's Big Al with some more content for War of Nova. So, on this one, I am going to talk about Siege, and it is very important. And it seems like it's gonna be a little bit harder, but a little bit easier at the same time when compared to Rise to War. So, first, I'm going to talk about two ships. The Radiant. The Radiant has a Siege Specialist skill right here in this Tier 1 abilities, and the whole battle group siege damage dealt plus 15. Now there is another ship, and that ship is the Dread. And let me scroll down to it. There it is, and they're both rare ships, so that's going to help the free to play players greatly. Now, this one is on his tier 2 abilities, which locks at level 3. And it's the same thing, battle group siege damage plus 1. So when it's maxed out, it's going to give you plus 10, where in comparison, the Radiant gives you plus 15. So this is like Griznaka or Agzog, and then the Radiant is like Gothmog, because the Radiant is going to give you more, because it can be upgraded 15 times instead of 10. So what that means is you're going to want to use light ships. Not medium, not heavy. And I'm going to explain why. Now, let's go into the infrastructure. That way I can look at all the different kinds. So, on light, you're going to have 100 of these daggers for 100 supply. Where if it's a medium unit, you're going to have 50 of them. And if it's a heavy, you're only going to have 25. So that would mean the heavies would only get 25 units plus 15. So that's what? An extra 375, right? Yeah. Now, on the lights, that's 100 units getting that plus 15. That's an extra 1500 siege damage. So I hope that makes sense. Now you're going to look down here at this siege number right here. Now you got to go through and look which ones have the best. Like right now I have the broadsword, and it's siege 15, and it's light because you have to have light. Now if we scroll through some others, okay, those are the mediums, those are the large. Okay, the Eldarin, you see they are long range, just like in Rise to War. The long range or the ranged units are going to have less siege damage. Um, I think those are the mediums. Okay, let's go to Terra. They start with mediums. I don't think they have light, do they? Oh, they do have light, but it's long range. Stonar, close range, light. Okay, they start at siege 13. So let's go over here to the end. Close range, light, siege 20 for the crushers. Okay, that's good. Arcos, light, close range. They start at 11, so that's not good. And they go to 16. So far we got the crushers and the vanguards. Light, close range, it starts at 13. And they got 20 as well for the werewolves. Tyrannus. Light, close range, they start at 13. And they go to 18. Omegas, light, and they are long range, so that doesn't matter. These, nope, those are medium as well. So you're looking at the stoner crushers, you're looking at the claymores have 18, but the crushers have more. So you want to use a light craft with high siege numbers. So let me show you in comparison. I have the Radiant down here, and I have almost all of the broadswords, and I'm doing 3,200 damage. What do I have in this one? The Sylph, oh, he's reinforcing, but he doesn't have that plus 15, so he's only at 1155. So he's going to be at like, I don't know, 14 or 1400, I think, after he's full. So that's a huge difference in the siege. Now, also, one very cool thing that I love that the developers did on this. Here is the durability bar or siege bar for this keep, okay, for this space station. Right here, it tells you 1 day and 8 hours. What that means is it's going to take 1 day and 8 hours for this to get back to 100%. So it tells you how long you have to hit it to pretty much capitalize on it being weakened, which is very awesome because in Lord of the Rings Rise to War, we just kind of had to estimate how long each of the keeps would take to regain their durability. So that's a very cool feature. So, in other words, this is also a healthy feature because Siege is a little bit difficult, more difficult in this game. Um, I'm going to be honest. But it's also easier because the durability is slower on refreshing. So there's not a problem with somebody killing the armies and then doing a bunch of siege to it. If they have a small group of, say, 3 to 5 players, you can take it down 20% and it won't regain all of that for, I don't know, say 10 hours. I'm just throwing a number out there. So as long as another group goes and hits it within that 10 hours, you're still gaining weight on trying to siege. So a lot of these keeps are going to be hit, done some siege to, and then that'll be it. And you can keep going over and over. Just like same thing with the crossings. We took this one already. But here's this. You got your number of armies, and it seems like all of them so far are level 35 armies, so the same as a 200 tile. But it's got 280k durability. Now, with my Radiant, the best siege there is, I'm doing 3200. So you can see you need a lot of ships. And the Sylph finally reinforced, and see he's doing 1600. So that plus 15 is huge. But you siege with what you got. You do the best you can with whatever you can. So those are some of the tips which I need to send to attack again. Because now that he's full to do siege. So there's just some of the things that help you siege. You want light units. You want the ones that have the most siege, which is like 18 or 20. So that's going to be my little video on the tips for siege. So, as always, make the most out of what you got.